Namaste children, welcome back to LP3 of our Block 20 Animal Husbandry. Animal husbandry, it is a process of rearing animals for the purpose of food in a large scale. Where in LP1 of our Animal Husbandry, we learned about cattle farming, different uses of cattle farming, how to maintain the cattle farm, and how the cattle farm it is helpful to the local Aryan people. Everything we learned. Now the second one in LP2 we learned about poultry farming. So poultry farming it refers to the farming of birds, chickens, all those things for the purpose of egg and chicken purpose. And poultry farming, different types of poultry farming, the type of food given in the poultry farming, and the proper sanitation and hygiene conditions in the poultry farming, and how the infected birds are separated for the proper health in the birds of a poultry farm we learnt in our poultry farming LP2. So now in our today's class we will learn about fish farming. So fish farming it is a method where we are rearing fishes, prawns. These are the aquatic animals. So generally these aquatic animals that you can get in the seas, oceans, and even pure water bodies like rivers, lakes, ponds, everywhere you will get these fishes and ponds. So now in the fish farming method, the main purpose of doing fish farming is to collect the fishes, to sell them in the market so that we can earn money. That is the main motto of fish farming. So in this fish farming method, fishes are reared in an areas either in the natural water bodies like your seas or freshwater bodies. Sometimes even artificial structures are constructed near the river banks, near the roadsides where we are rearing the fishes of our wanted characteristics in a large scale for the production of fish meat, and even that is supplied in the markets to earn money. So such a fish farming, yes, today we are going to learn. So in the main motto of our today's class is to know the importance of rearing fishes, prawns on the farm, because fishes and prawns are the food materials which are having a more proteinous rich food. So it's very much important to intake such a protein rich food. That's what rearing of fishes and prawns on farms is one of the most successful farming that is done in the small scale areas or even in a large scale areas in India. It is also one of the good uh, small scale business sector. Nowadays farmers are turning up and doing this fish farming because they are able to earn money, a good income from this fish farming. So now in our today's class we are going to learn a keyword that is called ditches. Ditches are nothing but the long, narrow, yes, channel-like structures that are what dug near the sides of the agricultural fields or even on the roadsides of your sides of your river banks, so that you can carry out the water, you can change it very easily.
Ditches. Long, narrow channels dug at the side of a field or road to store or carry water away.
Yes. So now as a part of our today's class activity, open page number 44 and start reading the entire fish farming chapter. So here at first when you will come to know as this, we understood that some people catch fish and prawns from the seas and lakes or rivers and they are selling them in the market. So in contrast, fish farmers are rear fish and prawns on farms in a systemic way. They help them produce and sell in a larger quantities In addition, they get to rear the fish of their choice. So there are two different fish farming methods are given here, a cage farming method and a pond farming method. To understand about what is a cage farming method and what is a pond farming method, let's have a look on a small video, children.
Fish and prawns are reared on a large scale on fish farms. For fish farming, sometimes cages are placed in natural water bodies, and sometimes artificial ponds are made. Farmers take care of the fish and prawns on their farms and feed them regularly to produce more fish, which they can sell in the market. Fish and prawns are reared on a large scale on fish farms. For fish farming,
So for fish farming, we are having two different types. For fish farming, we have two different methods. The first method, it is a cage farming method, and the second method, it is the pond farming method. So in a cage farming method, if you will see, a small cages like these ring-like structures which are connected with a net. You can see a thin net that is connected everywhere. A small cages that are placed in the water bodies, natural water bodies, like your rivers, seas, ponds, everywhere. These small cage-like structures that are placed here, you can see so many cages that are there here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this different number of cages that are placed in the natural water bodies. Now whenever the water it is entering through these cages, all the small fishes, they will completely caught into the net. Now those are grown, left out for few days in this cage only, so that they will grow in their size. Once they are grown, now from these cages farmers are going to collect that method. So in this cage farming method, the first and foremost thing we notice is different varieties of fishes and prawns grown together. You're not growing a single variety here, you are growing different varieties of fishes together in the same case, because it is a natural water body where you are placing the case. Now let us move to the second method, that is your pond forming method. In this pond forming method, artificial ditches means already we came to know the long narrow canal like structures. Okay, so now artificial ditches that are made and that are placed near the roadsides where the lakes or canals are going, or near the farm field sites, agricultural land sites, so that now the extra water it is collected into them, and now into these ditches we are placing our wanted or our selected variety and growing them in a larger scale. This comes under your pond farming method. So in the pond farming method, the fish farmer have to focus one thing, that is every time he should have a clean check on the oxygen levels present in the ditch. If the oxygen levels are decreasing, he should replace the water with the new water, because all the fishes and prawns, they are fighting with the fighting with each other, are competing with each other for oxygen purpose. That's what in a pond forming method always and always. Yes, the farmer always and always he should have a clear idea that oxygen level should not fall down at all. Yes, and one more important thing, the persons who are working here, they can sell the fishes in the market and they can earn good money. Properly food should be supplied to the fishes, oxygen level should be checked thoroughly, and you can grow rare your selected variety of fishes or prawns here individually. But whereas in cage farming method, if you will notice here, all the fishes are grown together. But here your selected variety you can grow in these ditches which are constructed on the sides of the agricultural fields or on the roadsides where the canals are flowing. Okay, children. So after this, what do you need to plan for your fish farm? So when you are planning for a fish farm, what are the things you need while planning for a fish farm? So the first and foremost thing, you need a setup which should be regularly cleaned, yes, and the feeding, the food, and of course the natural bodies that are present nearby to your fish farm. These are the things that are needed every time. Okay, how is the fish farming important for both fishermen and other people? So for a fisherman, as he can sell the fishes and earn money. So then in earning money, it is very important for him. And other people, they are able to get their selected variety of fishes within a cheaper cost. That is the benefit for the other people. Now, what are the benefits of fish farming over fishing in a sea, rivers, or lakes? So, when you are doing a cage farming method, that is fishing in a sea, rivers, and lakes, you are growing different varieties of fishes and prawns together. But the first and foremost benefit is in a fish farm, you can grow your selected variety of fish. Okay, children. Now, open your worksheet. Yes, page number 29. In this worksheet, page number 29, this worksheet from page number 29, the first question is, take the place from where we can catch the fish naturally. So out of these four different ABCD pictures, you are going to take the place from where you are catching the fish naturally. Definitely that is your seas and oceans and even the canals. The remaining two is, it is a forest from where you cannot get from the trees and even from the mountains. So your answer is A and B. So now the second question, if you will see, look at the fish farm of John and Krish. Answer the questions. So John's farm is a cage farm method and Krish farm is a fish farming method. Write two ways in which the process of farming on John's farm is different from that of Krish farm. So in John's farm, yes, cages are placed in natural water bodies. Yes, whereas it comes to in Krish farm, yes, ditches are arranged near to field or roadsides where water is available. The second difference is, in a cage farming method, different varieties are grown together. Whereas in the fish farming method, we are selecting our own variety. Okay, so now let us move to the next question. Why is farming fish important for both Krish and John? It is very much important because they can earn money from it. As they can earn money from it, so it is important for Krish and John to go for a fish farming method. How can we, next question C1, how can we benefit from those farms? We local Aryan people, how can we get benefited? We can select our wanted fish in a cheaper cost. We can buy our wanted fish in a cheaper cost. In a less cost. Okay. Now the next question, children. Write one thing that Krish needs to always keep in brain, because Krish is going with a fish farming method. The first and foremost thing that always he should keep in brain is to maintain proper oxygen levels. he should always have one thing in his brain, that is to maintain the proper oxygen levels. Okay, children. So now after this practice questions, let's have a check of your textbook content questions. So in this textbook content questions, they are asking that circle the things needed on a fish farm. So what are the things that are needed on a fish farm? One is fishing net, fish food, and ponds. Okay, write two main things you need to set up a case fish farm. So the two main things is, one is natural water body is required. Now the second one is a cage. These are the two things that are required to set up a case farming method. Okay. Now the third question, write any one advantage of fish farming. Write any one advantage of fish farming over catching fish naturally in the water bodies. The first and foremost advantage of fish farming is we can rear our selected variety of fishes. It is the first and foremost advantage of the fish farming over catching them in the natural water bodies. Okay, children, after watching this video, complete your worksheet and practice questions from the textbook. Thank you.